Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my April wrap up part 1. Now reading wise, I'm doing really well. I think I've read 15 books already this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. See, I told you my brain's gone. I should have said my brain's gone. 11. Yeah, 11 and 4. 15 books and I'm filming on the 14th and I'm finishing another one tomorrow. Yes. Although the next 2 books the book that I've got over there that I'm going to start this afternoon is massive. And the book that I only started yesterday was quite big. So it'll take a bit longer to catch up. And I am finding the Easter holidays are certainly harder to read because Thomas especially is demanding a lot of my attention, as you would have seen on the videos that are coming up that have been live. There is a lot of children around. It's been manic. I'm stressed. I can't wait for next week. I'm like, this will go live on the Monday. They're not back at school until the Wednesday. Future videos will come up with a happier, more sane Emily. Also, unfortunately, having a chronic flare at the moment, so that's great because it's just meaning that I'm drained. But on the positives, I've read 7 5-star books this month. So at the end, I would love to see if you can guess which ones are my favourites. Even if I'm going to have 2 favourites, but either one of them, if you can guess. See if it's, I always like doing fun games like this. But I have got some, I've actually had a DNF, and that was The Mister by E.L. James. I hated it. It was raunchy, it was sexist, it was fatphobic, it was everything I flipping hate in a book, so I DNF'd it. So that was the one thing I have done. I've got 4 books on the go. This is the one I started last night. Probably most of these will be finished by the time this goes live, but Hope and Happiness in Bluebell Woods, because the bluebells have just come out, and as I said in my TBR, Bluebell Woods are very special to me. It makes me think of my dad. I smile every time I see a bluebell and I just love it. And already I started this last night and read about 25 pages and yeah, I can see it's good. I just bought another Annie McNamara book today because it was like, do you know what? This author is just one of my favourites. She's a new absolute favourite author of mine. And this has got a slightly older protagonist. It's really good. It's about a lady who's been through a really traumatic experience and she goes to Bluebell Woods to hide away. And I'm looking forward to finding out more about this. This one will be staying up here, although I'll probably start reading it early tonight. The book that will be finished tomorrow on the 15th will be Percy Jackson and the Sea of the Monsters. I've got to read today's pages, but let's just say this is already a total 5-star. I love this series. It's exciting, it's fun, it's magical, it's fantasy in all the best ways, and I'm learning about the Greek gods. So all in all, pretty darn good. I'm loving this. I'm reading this with Gaia, and she's been so patient with me because I've not been able to chat as much as I normally would on my buddy reads. This is fantastic. I've also got to read today's pages of Orley Farm by Anthony Trollope, which I'm reading with Katie from Books and Things. I am actually enjoying this more than I thought I would. It's a very long book, so there's a lot packed into it, but I like Lady Mason, and I don't know if I should like her or not, but I do like her, and it's really quite a good book, so I've got to crack on with that. Then obviously I've started, not everyone didn't have to start this month, people were going to start it next month, but I thought I'm trying to be a bit more realistic with what I read every week, every day. So I've got like my 3 months, I split it up into 3 months, and that's how much I read like a chapter or about 100 pages per week. So I have one day where I sit down and read a big chunk of it, and this is The Miller and Lights, which is the 3rd and final in the Hilary Mantel series. I won't go into any details on it because it's part of our read along, and that's something that we're doing on our group chat. Although not everyone's even read Bring Out the Bodies yet. You know me, I'm way ahead, but really I'm enjoying this. Those are the 3 books to go downstairs. Then I've got my non-fiction book for my month, which I've not rated this because it's a memoir. And this is The Year in the Life of the Yorkshire Shepherdess. It's quite interesting. I love the pictures. I love the farm. I love the animals. It's quite an easy, quick and easy read, but it's done in diary format. It's quite good. And I did enjoy it. But not one of the best ones I've read non-fiction, but this is good. But that's going to my charity shop pile. Then, controversially, I am struggling with my classics. Orley Farm I'm enjoying a bit. I'm still struggling. It's not an easy read, but this I just didn't get on with, which is another hardie that I wanted to... Do you know what? I could barely tell you anything about this book. And I just don't... I'm keeping it because I think it's one that I need to reread when I've got a bit more in it. I don't know. I don't think I could tell you much about this. It's 3 stars, but should I have rated it less? Because it's not the writing, but if I'm being honest, I'm looking at the back of this. I don't remember this book. I've read it and I don't really remember it. So I'm really sorry, Tori from Hufflepuff. Tori, I just didn't grasp it. So I'm going to keep that and reread that one. I think I'm going to have a little bit of a classics break. I'm going to read, obviously, Orley Farm, and I'm going to read my set classics. But after that, I'm going to try and really slow down because I need to, obviously Jane Austen July is Jane Austen. They're books I know I'll be fine on. Jane Austen books are just dead easy. But in general, my classics are really struggling with at the moment. So I'm going to keep that for another time. Now I'm on to my other 3 stars. This one, it's 3 stars because the writing's good. Like, this is about 2 women who basically, one sent on a mission by her husband who's died, and the other, Dira, I've not said that right, but she didn't expect to be single. She's broken up with her partner, and he's being a bastard, basically. So she nabs his car and runs away. And their friendship in this book is quite good, and that's something that develops over the course of the book. But it's very slow paced, and some of the things that Dira does, I'm fuming, and I found it really struggling. Grace, I empathise with. Older lady lost her husband, and it was done in a very tragic way. And I think the writing is good, but for a contemporary, I found it very slow paced, and it wasn't one I grasped, and wasn't one I just jumped into. So I'm not sure if I'm going to carry on looking for Sheila O'Flanagan work. I'm just not sure if she's an author for me, a contemporary author, which is fine. You can't be, every author can't be for you. One of the books that probably disappointed me the most this month is 3 stars, and this is How Much of These Hills Are Gold. And I wanted to love this. LGBTQ+ references in it. It's got the writing is very beautiful, and it's flowery, and it's gorgeous, but the story didn't grab me. Like, I know a lot about it, and I think it was written during the gold rush in the American West, and Lucy and Sam leave towns with the gun in their hands and the body of their father on their backs, and it's secrets, but it was a slog to get through. Like, it was just not the best. Our buddy read this with Gemma from Read a Book Gem. She didn't get it either, and it was just not one that I wanted to read, or I'm not going to be picking up any more by the author. Again, the writing's quite good. I'm not denying it that some of the contextual stuff and the scenery is written beautifully, and it's a gorgeous writing. Just not for me at all. Now I'm on to my 4-star books, and these 4-star books are good. Like, the rest of the month was books that they could be 4 or 5. They could easily have been. They're all amazing books now. Literally, the rest of the books I'm showing you are amazing. First one is The Love Child by Rachel Hall. Now, this has actually had mixed reviews on Goodreads, but I loved it. I really, really loved it. It was really good. It was 4 stars. I've got one more book by the author down there that I will definitely be reading at some point. It's 2 people, 2 timelines, 2 ladies that are the key elements in this. One is, first of all, it's set in 1917, and 19-year-old Alice Copeman is pregnant, unmarried. She's forced to give up the child. Now, that bit, obviously, I struggle with, because I understand why people were forced to give up their children. But the way it was done back then, it was so heartbreaking. And some of the bits that are in the orphanage and the mother and baby home was just, it broke my heart. And this childless couple, Edith and Philip Byrne, they yearn for a baby of their own, so they adopt her girl. And they call her Irene. And then we've got Irene's storylines, because she knows she's adopted. Not adopted, but she knows she's not their natural born child. And she seeks to find an acceptance, and it's her relationship with her and her adoptive mother, and that storyline is really good. And Alice wanting to find her daughter, finding it hard that she couldn't tell anyone that she had a daughter, and that was really good. But I really loved this book. Yeah, I'm not going to keep it, but I think it's one I definitely recommend to everyone. The next one I picked up because obviously my Try a Chapter tag, and this was, everyone guessed that I was going to keep this, and again I loved it. Cozy Seaside Chocolate Shop. Very cozy, romantic. It's easy to read. It's got grief in it. It's got lovely romance. It's got a chocolate shop. This is probably lesser in stars in some ways. It's a lesser 4 stars than that. Maybe I should have rated it 3.5 stars. But this is a lady that's fighting to keep her chocolate shop. And she's got lovely friends in different ages, which I think I love. You know, I love the multi-generational, sort of the saga, the bits where you've got people of all ages that are friends. And that's something that's very poignant to me, because I've got friends that are older than me, that are younger than me, you know, that's very important. And yeah, I really love this. It's really good. I'm glad that the Try Chapter made me get it. This is one I'm going to be giving and sending to Charles Heathcote, because there is some people in this with the surname Heathcote, and it's a thriller, which I know he likes. It's not a scary thriller. Just My Luck by Adele Parks. This was my thriller for the month, and I loved it. At 4.5 stars. It was bloody good. Only 5 stars was because some bits did annoy me, but that was only like little niggly bits. And this is about, for 15 years, Lexi and Jake have played the same 6 numbers with their friends, the Pearsons and the Heathcotes. And over dinner parties, they chat about everything, and then suddenly they win the lottery. And it turned out that the other 2 couples didn't want to play that one week that they won, or the week that they didn't. And it's about a journey, and it's about I like Lexi, but I got really annoyed at her about certain things. And I think Jake's a dick. Like, you can see he's a dick from word go. But this is a very good book, so Charlie's going to get sent that. Now I'm on to my 5 stars, and these are all amazing. Any one of these could be my favourite. I could literally love them all. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So the first one was my read-along by Tandem. Tandem smashed it out of the park with this one. This is one of the best read-alongs I have ever had by Tandem. I'm going to lend it to my mum, and I've just realised that my sticker... Oh, I need to find my... I've got the sticker they sent me. I need to put this somewhere. But my mum's going to love this. It was just such a good book. It's a lot about the last libraries. My review is on Goodreads. It's on Amazon because I think people should buy this book. This is... I get sent... I'm very blessed to get some really good read-alongs. But if you're a book lover, on here you apparently... If you're a book lover, if you love libraries, if you love books about books, this is just incredible. Like, I need to go through and write down which books that this book has inspired me to do. The female protagonist, June, is a lonely library assistant, and her mum's passed away, so she works at the library. But she doesn't feel, because she's really shy, she doesn't feel like she's got the ability to chat to people. She finds that a bit hard, and she lives in her books and hides away from the world, which is something I can quite empathise with at times, because sometimes my books push me away, make me push other people away, because it's easier and safer in my books, and that's something I really empathise with. So when the library is threatening closure, she's distraught and she wants to fight, but people are telling her she can't because her job is still the library. And this is their journey. There's loads of other amazing characters in this, and loads of friendships, and again found families, and books about books, and it talks about books that I've loved, and I can't love this anymore if I tried. It's a bloody good book. The next one is one of my series books that I'm starting to read this series. I've read this series a very long time ago, so probably before I joined BookTube, and I loved it. So it's not counting the reread because it's my own copy of this. And this is the first in the Little Beach Street Bakery. Now her latest in this series has recently come out in paperback. Got to get off my bum and get it. I should have got it today actually. But this is about Polly who opens a bakery, and it's it's one of her best. It's one of my favourite series of her, because it's talking about food and bakeries and kitchens and how the simplest things can bring joy, like changing seasons, the sea, hard work, friendships. And I loved it. I really loved this book. It's a great series, and I can't wait to reread that. That's Keepy. Oh, I just realised this is in the wrong pile. Anne of Windy Willow should have been on my 3 stars. Sorry, this is probably the one. I haven't even told the guys this, but yeah, this is the one in the series that I'm least enjoying. Yeah, I'm not enjoying this. I can't tell you too much about it because this one was actually, I read in chronological order, but it was published after some of the other ones, and it's in a gap of things, so I can't really tell you too much about it. But she's actually becoming a principal of a high school, and it's done in lots of letter formats to someone. I can't tell you who, but this is quite boring. Sorry to say, but I'm keeping it because obviously it's a series book, but it's probably my least favourite of the stories. Then we've got The Longest Holiday by Paige Toon, which is Paige Toon's buddy read, and I again loved this, loved it. There's so many characters that were in so many of our other books. I've only read this once, so this is one of the only books this will be my second time reading it. And it's about Laura, who's been married to the man of her dreams for 7 months, but a week before their wedding, Matthew made a terrible mistake. So she's humiliated, and she runs away to Florida Key West with her best friend Marty and her friend Bridget, which are 2 characters that are in other books. And then the distraction comes in the form of sexy Cuban Leo. I love this book. Absolutely loved it. Paige Toon never disappoints. I love that there are characters in this that are in other books. I love that that Laura is actually linked into Chasing Daisy, which is her second book, which are connected, and I loved it. 5 stars all the way. Yep, my keepy. Then again, this is another one that's I think third or fourth in the series. And this is like the Nightingale nurses. This really does centre around Helen, Dora and Millie again. So all three are very prominent in this. But there are bits in this that made me sob and really made me cry. It's very, very emotional book. Again, I can't tell you too much about it because it is third into the series. But they've all gone through real battles and it's a very, very good book. And Thomas decided, nope, they're on this one. Now this next one Thomas is passing me is called Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters, which I loved. Now Thomas, close your ears for this bit because I'm going to tell you there's lots of naughty stuff in this. There's lots of sex scenes. Men and women, women and women. It's just all women and men. Oh my God, it's saucy and very, very, very raunchy. Historical fiction set in Victorian London. It's raunchy, it's saucy, but it's got a great storyline and it is bloody amazing. I love this. But it's one of the naughtiest books by this author and it's now my favourite by this author. I bloody loved it and I want to keep it to reread it, so it's blooming good. Yes?
Kathy Glass.
You know I like my Kathy Glass books, and this,
Yes, she does.
the only thing is with this one, this is one of, again, this is very hard hitting, it's a true story, obviously all her stories are true stories, but Kathy Glass at the start, she's asked to look after Darcy May, a 2-year-old baby, and she's very concerned. But what she's concerned about is the fact her mother doesn't want any contact. Hayley is only 14 actually at the start of this. But there is some very triggering bits in this. So again, this is one that's got a lot more triggers than you expect from an innocent baby. If you want to know more about it, please let me know and I will tell you the triggers. But this is very triggering. Kathy Glass's writing is still amazing. It's 5 stars. Brilliant. And then last but not least...
The boy, the mouse, the foot, and the horse.
Exactly. This is a book that was given to me by Jack from Spread Book Joy. I have also got, I forgot, because I didn't write it down, about the Miss Chatterbox book. This is the one, the formal one that's sort of going on my thingy for a picture of this. And it's amazing. 5 stars all the way. I will say it's not a favourite because I can't say it's a favourite because it's sort of more of a picture book than a storybook. But it's got some amazing sayings. We have, where's the one I should have, I'm going to actually start putting things on here. When the big things feel out of control, focus on what you love right under your nose. That's a very true saying. That's a really good one.
Too.
It's very true, isn't it? Oh, this one's got me. What is the bravest thing you've ever said? Asked the boy. Help, said the horse. And there's another, see if I can find another one. Oh, okay. Often the hardest person to forgive is yourself. That's another one. There's another one. Let's see if I can find another one. I love all these. Jack got me this and it's one of the best things ever. Oh, I'm just trying to think. Oh. Home isn't always a place, and that's another one. What? Oh yeah, this one is one I need to remember. What is your best discovery? Asked the mole. I am enough as I am, said the boy. That is amazing. Thomas, come over here. So, little one, what do you think is going to be my favourite of the month? What do you think is my favourite? No, Thomas got it wrong. First favourite is Tipping the Velvet, because I love it. It's so saucy but so good. And the second favourite is going to be The Last Holiday by Freya Sampson. They're both amazing books. I think this one's going to potentially be on my favourites for the whole year. So what's your favourite book that you've read so far this month? Yeah. I'd love to know. Let us know in the comments below. Yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Sup.